Hey guys, it's me, Tim, man. Basically, I'm going to just show you another gun that I made in the past, but I just decided to cancel it because of various reasons I didn't like it for, and want to show you guys to show that I'm not exactly good at making guns, nor am I, hopefully not bad, but you know, there's someone out there who might think I'm bad. But regardless, I'm going to show you some guns I made in the past, but decided not to show or cancel for various reasons. So here we go. This one was actually a very ambitious build, even for my time. A little backstory is, I tried to make this gun way back in like 2010, 2009, 2010, or whatever year the Resident Evil 5 came out. Because there's one gun in particular that I just was so interested in, like just seeing it in the game. And I had to make it, but this is back at the time when I didn't exactly have a laptop or a computer to look at resources, and I didn't learn of IMFDB at the time. I didn't know about wikis. I basically just knew from this one magazine from, I don't know, I think it was Game Informer or something, for like weapons for Resident Evil 5, and just this one little picture of the gun. I just had to make it. So, and I mean, I had YouTube, but YouTube at the time wasn't that popular in terms of guns. To some degree, like there would be snippets of guns, but they didn't actually show the video. So basically, I had to work off just a simple little picture at the time when I was younger. And at the most, if I was lucky, maybe even a shot of the other side of the gun. So there we go. I decided to make the gun, and this was actually one of the this gun I was intending so much to actually even show on this channel, Tango Man. But it was actually even one of the few guns I actually paper maché'd at the time. The other one being the 44 Magnum and the Glock 26 on this channel, at least as far as I know. And everything went wrong. I mean, personally, looking at it back now, it's like, oh, this gun's cool. But then nowadays, I'm just like, oh, this gun's so horrible. So let me just show it to you. This is the SIG 552. Yes, this is the gun from Resident Evil 5 that I saw in that little picture in that magazine, and I just had to make it. And you may be wondering, why does it look weird? I never actually worked on the gun ever since I canceled it. What you're seeing right now is actually the gun in its current state. I mean, there is a bit front sight here, but that fell off. But other than that, this is the gun in its current state. Like, this is pretty much where I left off back in 2010, 2009, or whenever Resident Evil 5 came out. I can't remember the year. But this, except for the EOTech, this is a new one from my recent years. I actually did make a red dot sight, but that was a long time ago. I broke that long ago. So this is a... The only thing new on this gun is the EOTech, but that's, you know, beside the point. So, I'm going to give you a few reasons why I canceled this gun. Number one, this part right here, I could not figure out how to make the hand grip. The hand grip had these interesting little serrations in the front and on the sides, like it was ribbed up the side, and at the time I did not know how to do that, so I just gave up on that, and I could not figure it out. Yeah, but nowadays I kind of have an idea, so I might make another SIG 552 in the future. But right now, this is what we had. It had a foldable sight, like on the real thing, to some degree. It had a little gas block here that you would put here, but that fell off throughout the years. And this had an adjustable stock, but you know, it came out and it doesn't hold itself. It doesn't lock. It's pretty much just a tube on a tube with a little appearance of a stock, but that's all about it. I mean, if you try to shoulder it. I set my light, ow, I turned it up, uh-oh, I broke my light, oh, there we go, and there we go. And this is one of the very few guns that had a tack rail on it, you know, to put that little red dot sight on it at the time, so, there we go. I mean, there's not much to it. And, now here's one of the reasons why, the hand grip was one of the reasons why I canceled the gun. The second reason that I can never forgive myself is that I do not know at the time how to make the bolt catch, because I think on the gun, I was saying in this one YouTube video, there was a bolt catch on the gun, and I thought it was going to be like an M4 bolt catch, but I was completely wrong. Looking at the pictures, it's actually like almost like a small little tab that you push down, and not like a bolt catch. You would press like an M4 or an AR or something. So here is the main reason why this one here, it did not look correct. This was actually wrong. And another thing is these things right here are just bamboo skewers plugged in there. That made it look ugly, but I thought it would work. And then the safety selector switch right here, although ambidextrous on this side and on this side, just looked weird. And the magazine was actually way too big. I did not know. I heard the ammunition was 5.56, and at the time I thought that was a big round, but but coincidentally enough, the 5.56 was actually just a 223 Remington, or in this case, the round the M16 and M4 fired, which I thought at the time would be this big, you know, as big as this magazine, but was actually about like half that size, about 2/3 the size, about that big. So that means this whole gun was scaled incorrectly, and it just did not work for me. And the biggest flaw of this gun that I did not like, the warp factor in this gun is just horrible. Basically, when I paper mache this gun, somehow during the process, the way I make my guns, I have two plates of cardboard, and then I fill it with the rest. Somehow during the process of paper macheing, one of the plates shifted this way and caused the gun, instead of flying straight, to angle it to the left. As you can see here, the reason why that bothered me the most is because looking at this magazine well, looking at here, it's not completely straight. I'm holding the grip straight, and the magazine well went all the way to the right over here. So the gun's magazine, wrong way. The gun's magazine actually goes this way, this way to some degree, and it just looks horrible when I look at it. Oh, sorry, this way, my bad. It goes to the left. So when I'm holding it square, it looks weird, but that's actually the magazine going to the left naturally because of the way it dried. And that was the final nail in the coffin. Apart from the hand grip not being able to look good or being able to make it at the time, to being able to make a locking stock, to the whole warped factor of this thing here, this is one of those guns I really wanted to finish, and you know, put on YouTube, and I couldn't do it. I mean, it had features going for it at the time. This is my most ambitious build at the time when I was, you know, still starting a Tailman channel. I mean, this gun did have a bolt lock, and it did have an ambitious little chamber where you could technically see, you know, the round here of the bullet. You can see my fingers there. There was gonna be a bullet in here. You could actually see it as you press the bolt catch. And the main reason why is because this gun was actually one of the very first guns I made, believe it or not. You wouldn't think, but it was actually one of the first guns I made that you can actually field strip, like almost like the real thing, judging by the pictures I've seen. And I'm going to do that right now. And here we go. So first you would take out the magazine. And then like on the AR-15 or any, you know, assault rifle that has that kind of platform, there's a pin right here you would push out and pull out. Oh crap. You go, pull that out. And then the gun will fold out like this, like the real thing. And you can also take out the back, even though that wasn't official. I think it was, but the way you did it wasn't correct. And also the thing is, turns out this is when I was still kind of oblivious to the way guns work. This was actually the buffer tube, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically much where the spring goes and then the buffering unit, so when you fire, it kind of happens to the recoil. That's what it is. This tube is where the spring would go in, but I made that one, everything compacted in here, and that's not correct either, so that would have been bothering me. This was a spring I used back then. This was a notebook spring, so there we go. And just like the gun, you can actually pull the bolt out all the way, and you can actually take out the upper gas tube, and this one also had shiny cardboard to help make it look real, but you know, it didn't really help that much. But there we go. It was there we go. There's the cardboard. So there we go. You can also take out the what's it called? The little tube here, the little gas piston as well. Taking out right now. Believe it or not, this is the gas piston, and then this is the bolt that would come out. And then the way that would work, it would sit in there like this, as so. And then it would be in the gun like this, pushing in and out, like an AK or something. And then this front pin would just come out normally, and then the gun would come in two pieces. So back then, this was my most ambitious build, but it also was one of the biggest letdowns because of what just happened. The gun drying weird, I couldn't make the stock right. The hand grip, I couldn't even figure out how to make at the time. and the fact that I just sort of lost interest after, not being able to put the gun together, and I just got discouraged, and I eventually just canceled the gun. But had this come out back then when I was still new on Tailman, this would have probably been one of my most proudest achievements had it not been for the incorrect bolt, the warped design when it dried, and just everything else that came to play. But as you can see here, I mean, I still kept the gun after all these years to remind me that no matter how bleak things may look, at least, finish it up and not give up easily. Because, there we go. And then, for the gas tube, you would put it back together like this, as so. And then put that in there. There we go. Put the little spring back here as well, you don't want to forget that. There we go. Hello. And then put the pin in here. Go. Put the little stock back on. Put the, I guess why not, put the EOTech here as well. There we go. And then put the magazine back in. So there you go. You got yourself the SIG 552 and what was supposed to be my most ambitious build just ended up being a forgotten mess. But I still kept it to remind myself about the experience. And this would have been also a barrel break, but I didn't have to do that at the time either, so there we go. So there's a lot of things I just couldn't do at the time when I was still somewhat improving on my guns, but that's about it. So yeah, sorry about the long talk. This gun stuck with me because this is one of my more ambitious builds when I was, beginning to improve on my guns. Like, this is back when I made that Colt M4 video in the Thompson. This was like literally one of the next builds I was making. So I kind of jumped the gun a bit and just sort of just dropped the ball on this. But I keep it around, as a reminder to keep on learning how to, do things and learn from your mistakes. And I have learned my mistakes, and I'm now able to make things out of paper that can do something like this. So, I keep the gun as a reminder why you should never just, give up on the spot. At least try and finish something. So there we go. Sorry for the long backstory on this gun. It means a lot to me, even though, it's a failed one. I still keep it. So, so there you go. Just a little insight to some of my guns I made in the past. This is the SIG 552. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you think this gun still looks okay, even for today, be sure to leave a comment and a like if you think so. And be sure to shoot that subscribe button if you feel inclined to. And if you want, check out my friend's channel if you want. And there we go. My name is Tailman. I was happy I prefer. And as always, you guys,